Hi everyone, welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I wrote the Pot Smoker's Bible. It contains the prophetic book of Zion where I get my name. Now today we're talking part 1, chapter 12 of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which is part 1 of chapter 9 of the book of Zion. And it's called, And the People Shall Be Oppressed. This chapter describes the war on drugs. It tells us the means by which my people are oppressed. We are told that our enemies use flattery to get close to us. Everyone we know is employed to oppress us. They lay traps for us. They lie and they steal from us. They use search warrants to look for the means to imprison us. This describes the war on drugs perfectly. The last chapter explains what we are oppressed for. Our sacred marijuana plant. This chapter tells us the details of our captivity. So I'm going to explain it to you step by step so that you can see the correlation. We already know that our crops are confiscated at harvest, but that is only one way our enemy uses to rob us. Everyone who uses drugs, any illegal drug, from the first moment they use, they understand that no one can truly be trusted until they are busted and sent to prison. These righteous ones are the saints of the Most High, the ones who entrap others to avoid prison are called narcs, and they will never be allowed into Zion. They have lost their souls to the enemy. These are the worst people. They become our enemy. We call them narcs. These people who testify against us are not just narcs. They are our neighbors. They are our family members. They are our friends. And they are our mates. The governments are so evil that they pit the drug users against everyone around them. Nothing is sacred to the pigs. When a drug user goes to trial, there is no defense allowed. The judge, jury, and lawyers just state the time and place of the bust, they show the drugs found, and away we go to prison. We have no way to defend our use of drugs. We simply go to prison, or narc now and then go to prison later. There is no truth. There is no justice. The trial is an act of theater, a show. When my people are found guilty, we lose everything. Our money goes to the lawyers and the state. Our possessions are sold to the highest bidder, the money going to the thugs that invade our homes and rob us blind. The pigs who arrested me pocketed $250. They took $750. They charged me with $500. You do the math. They strip us of everything. Then they try to take our children. They give our children to strangers who are taught to brainwash them to hate us. I know this. I took foster care classes. They think they have the right to take our own flesh and blood away from us. They try to prevent our young from being just like us. For this, they will pay. My children belong with their parents. No one has the right to destroy a family. The thugs that find such pleasure in their robberies use every underhanded motive to entrap us. They hide and watch us. They set traps to catch us. They send narcs to pretend that they are like us, spending years gathering evidence against us. These pigs use drugs with us. They buy our drugs from us. Then they use those drugs as evidence for our crimes. But they are more guilty than we are. They use the same drugs we did, yet they get paid to do it. They are the guilty ones. It is the poorest people that they target for their game of narc versus druggie. These poor people consist mostly of minorities, like blacks and Mexicans. In fact, it was to imprison and deport these two minorities that the prohibition of marijuana was created. But the pigs are just as happy hunting down poor white trash like me. They find guilty, which they always do. We are forced to either set a trap for our friends and or family, or we are sent to prison, or put on a leash called probation. They also send us to places where they try to brainwash us. Our choices, once we are found guilty, are very oppressive. I had so much fun fucking with the rehab unit in prison. They kicked me out in less than a month because I was not brainwashable. I was telling my prison mates the truth, and I stood up for my girls in our classes. When I had seen enough of their evil, I simply told one of their brainwashed flunkies what I truly thought of the SAU staff. The next day, I was out of that unit. This rehabilitation is brainwashing, and it doesn't work. When my people use marijuana, it changes our physiology. Our brains and bodies go through a transformation that makes us different. Only the weakest among us is subject to mind alteration. You can't tell us to return to human. We are gray. Our minds work differently than humans. Rehabilitation is not very effective on telepaths, but we are not aware of our true abilities. We are taught that telepathy is a form of insanity. When we begin to hear voices, we assume that we are insane. Our fear and confusion allows people who aren't so nice to invade our thoughts and try to do just that, drive us crazy. But if we embrace our abilities, we stay true to what is right. We are all vulnerable to the oppression because we aren't aware of our place in Israel. When we reject the Torah, we anger the gray. Their plan depends on our reading the Torah. I use the King James Version. It's my family's translation. By remaining ignorant of our true identities, we fell into the trap of the law of Moses. The people of Zion are given the Torah as a testament to their right to use drugs. It justifies our way of life. The prophets have given us the means to end the war on drugs. By foretelling the oppression of my people, the Torah has become our means of salvation. And this ends the first part of chapter 12 of the Pot Smoker's Bible. Okay, everyone. Stay happy and high. and I'll see you later.